Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a daily transfer update and PR and club briefings galore, like clockwork, as expected after a dogshit performance. We've got news of Victor Osimhen being interested in joining Chelsea. His release clause apparently £103 million, according to Sammy Mockbell in the Daily Mail. Ian Maatsen has completed his loan move to Borussia Dortmund for 6 months, signed a 2-year contract extension to 2027 at Chelsea with a release clause inserted in it. We've got the news that Chelsea are interested in Brighton striker Evan Ferguson. Of course we are. We enjoy the Moises Caicedo saga so much. Let's go and run it back again. We've got Fabrizio Romano shutting down the Paulo Dybala to Chelsea rumours, and and David Ornstein providing an update on the situation surrounding the future of Maurizio Pochettino. Plus, David Datro Fofana has been recalled from his loan spell at Union Berlin and is set to go out on loan again. He was linked with Sevilla, but that move seems to have, lost a bit of momentum now. So it'll be interesting to see where he does ultimately end up. But yeah, big up to everyone that's locked in. Smash the likes as always, guys. Run it up. Subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. If you're new around here, feel free to use the super chat function as well if you wish to donate to myself and the channel and guarantee your comment gets read out. I'll try and read as many as I can. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, people, then use the super chat function. And you can become a member of the channel for as little as $1.99 per month by hitting the link in the description below. Let's dive into it. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Big up to everyone. Not more Brighton signings. No, I agree. He will be expensive and has not proven anything yet. It would be a pass from me. Rather go for a cheaper option. Yeah, agree. Can we leave Brighton alone? Yep. Sure, he's a decent little player with potential, but we have enough of them. Just get Benzema on a 6-month loan. Yeah, I mean, Ben Jacobs answered a question of mine on some Twitter Q&A saying that Chelsea are unlikely to be going for unlikely to sign a striker just on loan. It would very much be either get someone now or they'll kind of reassess in the summer. I'd be happy to have Ferguson, but not right now because he's not start. He doesn't even start for Brighton every week. He had a great season last year, but again, young player. He's been in and out the Brighton side of injury this season. Hasn't done as well. I'd take him in a few years' time when he's a bit more rounded, a bit more developed. But if we're talking in the summer, I don't think it makes that much sense. It doesn't move the needle for us in my opinion, guys. The hype died down massively when he scores hat-trick. Yeah, bro, it's the fickle. That's the way football fans are fickle. That's kind of how it rolls at the moment. Yes, big up, brother. All I can say is, what the fuck is going on? This has got to stop. Yeah. It's problems. It is problems. I can't lie. Todd Bailey has just landed in Naples. I don't think he has. Osimhen is willing to join Chelsea. Well, apparently the release clause is 103 million. So we're going to dive into all that. Yes, Michael, big up. Hope you're doing well. Sun or River, big yourself up. Have you found a buyer for Sterling? No. Me personally, no. I mean, I've not exactly been actively looking, but I don't think we're going to find any buyers for Sterling this window. We are ultimately going to have to wait until the summer, which is a bit depressing. I mean, even then, I think it could be difficult. Yes, big up. Amy, hope you're doing well. Yes, big up, bro. No news about signings. Yeah, there's literally nothing. What are we now? Coming up to the end of the 11th day in the transfer market, and there's very, very little news. Very little news. A few briefings that, as like clockwork, always come out after a dogshit performance. Other than that, nothing concrete at all. These are weak links, These are weak links that are being that are coming to the fore. Even then, not even any weak links. There's just nothing. I mean, this is looking dead as anything. No more business with Brighton. Yep. Guys, I can't get through all these. Newcastle apparently might have to sell one of their star players, whether it's Bruno Guimaraes, Alexander Isak, Sven Botman. They may have to comply with Premier League profit and sustainability rules, but it is emphasis on may have to. Again, I don't know how reliable that story is, if there's anything in it at all, but we know that Guimaraes has got around £100 million release clause in his contract anyway. Isaac's going to be very expensive, as would Sven Botman. So, look, whilst Newcastle might have to sell to comply with profit and sustainability rules in the Premier League. People are getting very, very, very carried away. Mate, no one wants Sterling. 103 million. Yeah, it's doable. Of course it is, but it's the age-old problem, isn't it? You've either got we're not in a position to pay 103 million pounds all in one go, and that's what a release clause would be. You have to pay it all in one go, which is why with Enzo Fernandez, even with Nicholas Jackson, we paid more than the release clause, so we could structure the payment terms more favourably to us. Release clause generally means it's all paid in one go. 103 million pounds is doable for Chelsea. We've seen us already do two signings over 100 million pounds since Clearlake have taken over. But yeah, it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. We'd have to work out how we'd finance that. Leon Bailey's never going to come. Yeah, it must be PR day at work. It's just like, right, what can we do? Let's get some stuff out. Let's get some stuff out. Try and take our minds off how shit we were on Tuesday night, and then go from there. I mean, it's like they think we're going to keep falling for this shit. I'm sick of all this PR bollocks. Yes, what's up, Wes? Hope you're doing well. Hope we don't see Colwell. No, I agree on that one. Shouldn't have loaned Maatsen. Let's just quickly dive into that because it's a pretty short one. On Ian Maatsen, he has completed that move. Whereabouts are we? Ian Maatsen, Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, literally in the last sort of less than an hour. Official and confirmed. Ian Maatsen joins Borussia Dortmund on loan deal until June 2024. Maatsen's extended his contract at Chelsea ahead of his loan deal extended his contract at Chelsea until June 27 with release clause included. He'll wear the number 22 at Borussia Dortmund, and there he is in his new club colours. Do you know what's kind of mad? Just on the left-back situation, right? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? That entering pre-season, we had Lewis Hall, who played very well at left-back last season against the likes of Man City, etc. We also had Ian Maatsen as well. But instead, Pochettino decided, nah, I'm good. And instead decided that all 6'2" of Levi Colwell as a centre-back would be his best left-back. Yeah, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy, people. Kind of makes me feel a bit sick as well, that one. How is that happening? Like we had so many left backs, and now we've basically got none at the moment. So yeah, it's a crazy one. Oh, guys, almost 50 people in the building, 24 likes. Let's get this to 50 likes as quickly as possible. Keep smashing that like button. If you're locked in now, you've not smashed the like. Let's get it done. Yeah, I can't lie, they look horror. Actually, the only one that I like is the third kit, like sort of the black and pink with just the lion as the logo, and then it's got like the Nike swoosh, but it's down like that. I like that one. The home one, this looks like someone's taken a pen and just gone straight through it like that. Not a huge fan of the away one either, but again, need to see it in person, need to see it on before I make a judgment. But initial prognosis is, pretty poor. Did he want? Yeah. Maatsen wanted Dortmund. He wanted to go there. I don't think there's any recall for Lewis Hall. It's a loan with an obligation to buy, providing Newcastle don't finish below 12th in the Premier League. So as long as they don't finish below where we finished last season, then that deal will become permanent for £28 million. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Feel bad for Thiago Silva. He seems furious this season. Yeah, well, you would be. You're a legend of the game. You're 39 years of age. You're trying to wind down your career in a nice way, and you've got to deal with this circus act and our dog shit performances on the football pitch. It's no wonder he looks furious. I mean, I don't blame him at all. Don't blame him at all. It will be tough to get any deal done with so many players away on Asian Cup and African Cup of Nations. Well, no, not necessarily, because obviously if you're not going for African or Asian players, then it doesn't make any difference to transfer dealings. He looks happier to be away from mid Chelsea. Yeah. I mean, whatever we do, we end up being mid. Whatever we end up doing, we always seem to end up mid-table. But yeah, Maatsen's joined on loan for Borussia Dortmund. Hopefully he does well. He plays regularly. And then, there's a market for him. I don't know what the release clause is. You'd imagine it's somewhere between 25 and 30 million pounds. You would think that would be the case. So, yeah, good luck to him. It'll be good to see him play regularly. I think the Bundesliga will suit him well. Dortmund will suit him well. Whether Sancho plays on that left-hand side as well. You have a little Maatsen Sancho link up. Could be something to look out for. But yeah, Ian Maatsen has joined Borussia Dortmund on loan, official and confirmed, and extended his contract by 2 years at Chelsea through to 2027 with a release clause inserted. Obviously, no news really that I've come across stating what the value of that release clause might be. But let's move on to the main news of the day. And of course, that news is Evan Ferguson and Chelsea. I was wondering how long it would take into this January window for us to be linked with a Brighton player or declare interest in a Brighton player. And it was all of 11 days, people. 11 days and counting. Unbelievable. But here we are. Lunchtime today, Nizar Kinsella. Evan Ferguson is admired by Chelsea and seems a good fit for the striker search. However, his new deal in November has strengthened Brighton's position and made a deal unlikely. The Seagulls are tough negotiators, hence a lack of action. Well, obviously, Chelsea interested in Evan Ferguson as long-term transfer target. Chelsea are long-term admirers of Brighton teenager Evan Ferguson. Brighton will resist any move for the 19-year-old forward who has just signed a contract until 2029 and could cost more than 100 million. Yep, long day, guys. I think it's time we back out of that one before we even get started. Brighton are under no pressure to sell and do not want to lose another jewel to Chelsea, who they managed to persuade to pay 115 mil for Caicedo last summer. The Republic of Ireland international attracted interest last summer from United and Spurs. Alan Shearer described Ferguson, who's scored 6 goals in 24 appearances for Brighton this season, so he's got a 1 in 4 hit rate this season, as a very special talent who could be a superstar. Ferguson's profile fits the youth-first approach Chelsea have taken to the transfer market and would mean they do not have to break their wage structure to land a top-class striker. Osimhen and Tony could demand more than 200 grand a week, whereas Ferguson is likely to want around half that amount. Chelsea have already raided Brighton for a number of players as well as a manager, and the Seagulls will resist a move for another asset. The Blues paid 63 mil for Cucurella, 25 for Sanchez, 21.5 for Potter. Fucking hell, it's depressing when you read that, isn't it? Chelsea have also poached sporting director Wyn Stanley, scout Carl McCauley, and head of goalkeeping Ben Roberts from Brighton, paying well over £200 million to the South Coast club across 3 transfer windows. Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Over £200 million to one club across 3 transfer windows. It's crazy. I'm Irish. I love Evan Ferguson. Fair play, brother. I'm just saying. I think right now it's a bit premature for a move. In my personal opinion, I just think it's a little bit too soon for that move. Brighton links kind of make sense since we seem to have a goodish. Well, no, it's basically we've got a former Brighton sporting director that is still shopping at Brighton and not realising that he's at Chelsea. Doubt we will cash out the money. I don't think we will either. Sancho there as well. Yep. I feel pretty sure that Ferguson is just one of many options being considered. No, nothing suggests he's the main target, but he's certainly a target. 100% he's a target. We are a boy band club in the Prem now with all the youngsters. Yeah, we are. It's like a little One Direction vibes at Chelsea. It'll be nice to get Evan Ferguson. Probably won't happen. Yeah, I don't think so. Don't think Ferguson is good enough just yet. No, I don't think he is either. For me, he doesn't move the needle right now. You know, he doesn't. He's not a proven striker that can operate at the top level. And 100 million for what? A 19, mate. Possibly he'll be 20 by the time the summer comes around. No, I'm good. I'm good on that one. I don't need more of that. And you can just get this, this sporting director logic, which literally doesn't make any sense. Let's pay like maybe 20 or 30 million more than it would potentially cost to get Victor Osimhen. But we'll do that because he take 100k a week in wages. Like it doesn't make sense, does it? The sporting director, thought process is a strange one, isn't it? It is a strange one. I can't lie. It really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense at all. By the way. So yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, sporting director logic, making Making a lot of sense on that one. Making a lot of sense. No more business with Brighton. Look, I do like Evan Ferguson, but no more business with Brighton. I don't want to go through all that shit again that we went through. And you know what? It actually, in all honesty, it would make Victor Osimhen potentially look like a bit of a bargain. It really would. It would make him look like a little bit of a bargain. £100 million is crazy. For someone in excess of £100 million, that's kind of brazy. Like that for me, nah. That for me makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense whatsoever. I just don't understand what we're playing at here. I mean, what are we playing at here? Obviously it's a slow month. Evan Ferguson's not having the best season. 6 goals in 24 games in all comps. He's not starting that regularly. There's inconsistencies as you'd expect from a young 19-year-old player. And then suddenly, he's valued at over £100 million. I mean, seriously, it's like anyone that scored a handful of goals is worth 100 mil these days. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? What is happening here? I mean, seriously. Brighton want 100 mil for a bench warmer. Yeah, crazy. Mate, I fully agree with you. I love him, but I'd much rather... Yeah, look, I'm not saying he's a bad footballer or anything, but, if you're going to spend over £100 million, you want someone that's a finished article or close to. Evan Ferguson is nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. For the price, I don't think he will move the needle too much compared to Jackson. Yeah, we don't need him. Yeah, bro, it's kind of crazy. I can't lie. If we take any more from Brighton, we'll end up with a beach at the bridge. Yeah, we might as well try and bring a few of the seagulls down from the south coast, and have them flying around Stamford Bridge. We might as well, combine, the Chelsea seagulls or something like that with the way we're moving. I'd rather Lautaro Martinez out of those two, but it's not great options. Just crazy how much could he cost. I'd like him, but we need a season pro. We need to move on. Again, going for potential. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not saying this move's going to happen, but it's clearly on the list. They clearly like him. But yeah, it's not adding up to me. It's not, the maths is not mathing. Yeah, I'll get onto that Gallagher thing shortly. Yeah, just quality at the end of the day. At the end of the day, just get me some proven quality. That's it's not asking for much, is it? It's not asking for an awful lot, is it? It is really not. Well, sorry guys, I can't get through all these. There's so many coming in. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. We're gonna have to scroll to the bottom, otherwise I'll be here all day. Can we tempt Paolo Maldini for the sporting director role? I think we could try. I think he'd be a very good choice. We'd also like to add that any striker who comes in is going to be under a lot of pressure. Yeah, exactly. Not the best situation for a youngster. It's not an ideal situation for anyone, but let alone a youngster that might come in for over £100 million. That we got to change that. Bro, I live on the south. Yeah, bro, we don't want to be bringing those to the city. I mean, yeah, we should just bought Brighton as a feeder club. It would have been much easier, wouldn't it? Instead of buying Strasbourg, we should have just bought them. I'm just amazed they're unsure about Osimhen and having to pay for him. But, well, no, do you know what it is, though? It's the sporting director logic I was going on about. They'd rather pay a bigger transfer fee because Ferguson would be commanding about half the wages. That's ultimately the reality of the situation here. Instead of going for Osimhen, Jimenez, Guirassy, Sesko, somehow they're going for Ferguson. Ferguson's got a lot of potential, but I agree. Right now, he's no better than Nicholas Jackson, and that might sound ridiculous, but I don't think he is. Yes, he's got more Premier League experience, but again, he is very, very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. There's no denying it. News on Ousmane Diamonde. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, no more. Not scored in 9 games. Yeah, he's not starting regularly. He's not starting regularly for Chelsea. Sorry, for Brighton. He's certainly not starting regularly for Chelsea. I mean, he's not starting regularly for Brighton at the moment. So why on earth do people think he'd suddenly come in? If he's not starting regularly for Brighton, why do people think he's going to suddenly come in and start regularly for Chelsea? It literally makes zero sense whatsoever. I can't get my head around it. I really cannot get my head around this one. But, It took 11 days for Chelsea to be linked to another Brighton player. And can we really say that we are that surprised? I don't think we can, guys. I don't think we can say we're that surprised. Guys, 44 likes, 71 in the building. Big up your damn self. Smash the like button. Let's get this rolling to 50 likes, guys. We've got 70 in the building. 6 more likes required. So keep smashing the like button, people. It's free and it takes seconds. And it's the quickest and easiest way to support the channel. So please do that. What else we got going on here? Newcastle. Look, they don't need to sell. It said they might have to. But again, that's such wishy-washy reporting. They might have to. So, yeah, we'll see. Do you know what it is, right? On Mudryk against Borough, Mudryk, for me, struggles to get into games when he comes off the bench. Newcastle aside in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, he does struggle to get into games when he's coming off the bench. Look, he's a young, inexperienced player, still finding his feet. Sterling's a seasoned pro, been there and done that. That's why he gets more stick. Oh, Isaac could be very difficult to get. Again, if Brighton are Newcastle paid about 60. Did they pay about 60 million quid for Alexander Isaac? They're gonna be demanding close to 100 million pounds. If Brighton are demanding X amount of money, for Evan Ferguson, then Newcastle are going to be demanding similar to for Alexander Isaac. So it doesn't make sense. Yes, check you later, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day. Jackson will come good. Just need someone closer to. Yeah. It's not even it needs to be closer to 30. Just need someone that's been around the block a bit more and knows where the back of the net is on a consistent basis. The hardest thing to find in football. Washington, fuck knows what the plan is with him. Plan is with him is probably just to sell for profit. That for me is what sounds like is going to be the plan for him. What else have we got going on here? No, bro, I can't see this happening. I mean, we're set for a busy summer. I mean, I don't know if I can do another long summer of streaming like we were last summer, of all this back and forth. Oh no, Evan Ferguson's going to come to Chelsea. Oh no, he's not. All this bullshit. We'll deal with that when we get to it. Sterling gets slaughtered because he's supposed to be the finished article. Yeah, agreed. But yeah, that's kind of the latest on Evan Ferguson, a long-term Chelsea transfer target, but obviously not. A deal is going to be very difficult to do. Sign the new contract through till 2029. Chelsea and Brighton, again, do we really want to be dealing with each other? It's going to be a tricky one. But let's dive into this other stuff. People saying in the chat about Broja, about Datro Fofana. I'm going to get to the Osimhen stuff first, because as I finished the stream last night, not long after that, we had a lovely briefing, a bit of club PR. Let's spin some positive transfer chat to try and get the fans back on side after the dog shit we saw at the Riverside. Well, I'm not falling for that shit anymore. But in an article by Sammy Mockbell, Victor Osimhen's release clause is £103 million. Now, when you hear it like that, that's not bad. If you're looking at an elite level centre forward, 103 million. Yeah, Gary Barlow, you take that, don't you? It's not bad, is it? 103 million quid, considering we spent well over 100 million quid on multiple midfield players. 103 million pounds for an elite level striker, which I do think Victor Osimhen is, even though I prefer Ivan Toney. I think that's a decent deal. I do believe that to be a decent deal, but I don't know. It's weird how these briefings just come out. Fabrizio said that nothing's going to happen in the summer. Nothing's going to happen until the summer. Sorry. I don't see this happening in January. Napoli, they're 9th in Serie A. They're still in the Champions League. Osimhen's currently with Nigeria at the AFCON. I honestly don't see it possible for this to happen right now. I just don't see it. Yes, you've had Osimhen coming out slamming Farrett Skelia's agent for saying he's going to go to Saudi. But yeah, again, look, 103 million quid. You say not bad, and I agree. But as Texas has said in the chat here, it's not bad, but it's very, very doable for a number of other clubs. And then you're relying on the strength of the project. You're relying on the players buying. You're relying on what you've got to try and win them over. And, if you're Victor Osimhen, you're 24, 25 years of age, and you're looking at maybe a Real Madrid, or you're looking at a PSG, and then you're looking at a Chelsea, unless the likes of Drogba and Mikel can do a good convincing, like a good job of trying to convince him, then you can't fancy us to win out over the likes of a Real Madrid or a PSG. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of where we're at, people. You can't really fancy us to win out, in that situation. Nah, Lukaku's done. There's a buy clause in his contract. He 100% won't play for Chelsea again. He's made that very, very clear. Can't be spending 100 million again with no guarantees. No, well, there's no guarantees on anything. There's no guarantees on anything at all. Yeah, I probably would. I would. But again, we need to do a very good job of trying to convince him. We need to do a very good job of trying to convince him. But yeah, in terms of the article itself, it says that, given what's gone before, it's no surprise Chelsea are preparing to put their battered checkbook to use again this month. Once more, co-owners Boehly and Dybala are willing to invest in the January transfer window in hope of rescuing a season that has so far been a huge disappointment. It's important to stress that Mauricio Pochettino's position is not believed to be under any threat despite the most recent setback. It's possible Chelsea's owners, if possible, the owners would prefer to make it through until at least the end of the season to assess the campaign as a whole before making any judgments about Poch's long-term future. We've seen all that. What else is it saying about Osimhen? For now, the club are behind Poch and will spend more money in the transfer market in the hope of revitalising a team that has looked devoid of fight and spirit far too often. The Argentine has had very little influence on the club's summer business and is hoping for a greater say this month. If they are smart, the club's recruitment team will listen to the Argentine. The Chelsea squad is unbalanced, and despite the huge investment since the takeover, it is still in need of repair. But there's nowhere else. This month, the club will target a new striker, while the club are also on the lookout for a new left back. It will be particularly interesting to see how they approach their hunt for a new forward. Chelsea have a strong interest in Napoli striker Osimhen, who has a £103 million release clause. And apparently, sources close to Osimhen have indicated to Mail Sport that the Nigeria striker is open to joining the Blues. But that deal, given its expense, is more likely to gather pace in the summer, particularly given Osimhen is at the Africa Cup of Nations this month. However, Chelsea's need for a striker is immediate. In ideal circumstances, Chelsea would wait until the summer before landing a centre forward, but they've entered the realms of needs must. Now, that's kind of quite a long article without very much really being said, people. By the way, guys, 80 people in the building. Big up your damn selves. Keep smashing the likes. We're only on 60 likes. We should easily be hitting 100 likes tonight. So let's run up those likes, guys. Smash the subscribe button as well if you are new around here. It would be greatly appreciated on the road to 8,000 subscribers. If we hit 8,000 subscribers, guys, before the end of the January transfer window, there will be a giveaway. So if you're new in here now, guys, smash that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. Keep running those likes up as well, guys. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat about Victor Osimhen. So, I can't get through all of these, but I'll try and get through as many as I can. For me, I can't believe they still think Poch is the answer. Look, I think for me, like, changing the manager is not the answer. The problems go well above him in terms of the sporting directors and the structure above the manager. It absolutely goes above and beyond Pochettino. Yes, there's things he needs to do to improve, but ultimately for me, anyone else coming in is not going to do any better, in my opinion, in these current circumstances. And people go on, I'll just go and get an elite level coach. Well, what elite level coach is going to come into an environment, a circus-like environment with the squad built the way that it is? No elite level coach is taking that. I'm sorry, they aren't. If we should sign him now, he would be. Yeah, no, it's for me. I find it impossible to see it happening now. I really don't believe it's going to happen now. That is my opinion. It's because it's American owners. I don't understand the game. Well, I don't think that's quite fair. But what about Tony? I mean, no real news on Tony other than the obvious. I think he will stay at Brentford until the summer. I think he owes it to them for how they've stuck by him. So yeah, just imagine Maguire as our spokesperson. Yeah. if people think anyone else is doing a job with kids and it's not happening, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. Even a primary school teacher would be struggling at Chelsea, and they work with kids on a daily basis, and difficult kids at that. So yeah, crazy, 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 crazy. But such is life. That is where we are with Chelsea at this point in time. Yeah, it's a mad one, people. It is a mad one. But Victor Osimhen, there's not really too much more to say on that, other than his release clause is £103 million, according to Sammy Mokbel. And apparently sources have indicated to the Daily Mail that Osimhen would be open to joining Chelsea. I think we know that Osimhen would be open to joining the club. But yeah, in terms of getting a pre-agreement, in terms of getting anything advanced before the summer, I think that's looking particularly challenging for us at this point in time. That would be my understanding and my reading of the situation on that one. But never say never with Chelsea. But with Osimhen at the AFCON, Napoli struggling as well, I think that is going to be a difficult one to sort out in terms of Osimhen. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens there, people. Guys, 65 likes. Come on, people. 84 in the building. Let's run it up. Let's run it up, people. Keep smashing the like button, Pete, guys. It's greatly appreciated. Quickest and easiest way to support myself and the channel. It boosts the content in the YouTube algorithm, gets more eyes on the show, which is what we want, people. We want more eyes on it, more exposure. So please hit that like button. It's free and it takes seconds. Nothing more, nothing less. Not asking for any money, guys. Just asking for a quick click of one button. I'll get all this stuff up in a sec, people. Poch wrote and improve Osimhen, so rather sack him in the summer before bringing him in. I mean, look, we don't know what we're going to get from Victor Osimhen, if we're perfectly honest. Every time we're linked with a big money striker, I just kind of get a little bit worried, because I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, fuck. We're going to be in trouble here. You've always got that worry in the back of your mind because of how many have flopped. Is he the right personality? Is he the right character to come to Chelsea? Does he fit the project? Does he fit the style of play? Does he suit the Premier League? Does he fit how Pochettino wants to play? It's all these different questions, right? People are going on about all this stuff now. Let me find this account first, and let's see what's happening on it. I mean, I can never remember it. Do I follow it? I think I do follow it. Let's have a quick look. Right, let's get this up. We're going to deviate away from the Osimhen stuff, and we're going to have a quick look at this from Pice's personal account. Again, I don't know what his sources are. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's obviously come from somewhere. So let's have a conversation about it. People inside the club were said to be extremely concerned over the Middlesbrough result. An agent connected to Chelsea, speaking with the guarantee of anonymity, said that there is plenty of dialogue between players and staff over tactics and how they've been asked to play. Chelsea will hold more internal conversations if they lose to Fulham. At least 3 Chelsea players have expressed concern over their role and Pochettino's tactical setup. The club are on the lookout for new signings, but the lack of bids for players on the sell list is causing a delay. This doesn't really surprise me that much, if I'm being brutally honest. I can understand that certain players will be having concerns. I think it's only natural as a player in this situation to be having a concern. You'd imagine that one of those players would be Enzo Fernandez, given how he's being utilised in midfield. You might think that another one could potentially be Levi Colwill, being utilised at left back more often than not. But again, we don't truly know the extent of the situation, guys. We don't truly know the extent. I don't think he's lost the players, but I think there's certainly concerns over certain players have got concerns over their role. I think that much is clear, and I think that much is kind of absolutely fair to say. There's another one, is there? Another DJ Khaled, another one. Where are we? Is it on the same page? Oh, 31 seconds ago. Are we there? Yep. Important to note, Egbali controls every decision and the ownership wants to keep Pochettino until the summer at minimum. But things are not currently rosy behind the scenes, that's for sure. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think, look, it's clear that things aren't rosy behind the scenes. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to work that one out, or that you need club sources to confirm that. But yeah, it's obvious that, you know, things may be a little bit strained potentially. At the end of the day, you know, yes, they want to stick with Pochettino until the summer at a minimum, but football is a results-based business, and you know, we've seen under Graham Potter, you know, these similar sort of things come out. You know, we want him to stay or whatever, and then the results just weren't improving and weren't picking up. The fan unrest got more, and he went. You know, I'm not saying it's the right thing for the same to happen to Pochettino, but ultimately, football's a results-based business. And yes, despite the obvious circumstances and whatnot, there is a situation where the results have got to pick up. And if they don't pick up, then, you know, it almost feels like the writing's on the wall. It almost feels like the writing's on the wall. I don't think any of them are happy. I don't think the manager's going to be happy with how things are going. I don't think the players are happy. I don't think any of the ownership will be happy. But what I would say, in terms of the ownership not being happy, guys, this was your plan. This was your idea. This is what you wanted to do. This is what you thought would work. And now you're seeing the reality of your plan is that it's going to take a lot longer to work than you thought it would, if it's going to work at all. And now you're panicking. Now you're panicking. So I don't really have any sympathy with these owners on that front, because this is the direction that you chose to go down. You chose to go down this route. And now you're kind of sort of seeming like you're surprised that it's not going very well. Well, it was obvious that it wasn't going to go particularly well. I can't lie. It was pretty obvious that it wasn't going to go particularly well. So, you know, the owners can't really have anyone to blame but themselves and the sporting directors. This is the route you chose to go down. As sporting directors, you carried out a thorough and exhaustive process to make sure that Pochettino was the right man. You've got the man in that you wanted. You've built the squad the way that you wanted to build the squad. And now you're sat here in January and you're thinking, it's not going how we wanted it to go. Well, we could have fucking told you that, but you didn't listen. You didn't take in a managerial input. You didn't seemingly take in people's input. You let the sporting directors build a squad when they've never built a squad in their lives before. They've put together a squad that, you know, is not ready to compete in the Premier League. They completely misunderstood what is required of a squad to compete within the Premier League. And we are where we're at now, mid-table, because we've made mid-table decisions. We've got mid-table sporting directors, and we've got a mid-table squad, and we're a mid-table club right now. That is the reality of the situation right now, people. That's the reality. No, I wasn't, mate. I was going to go, but then I unfortunately couldn't make it. And I suppose in the end, that kind of worked out reasonably well, given how it panned out. Who does Price actually? I don't know who he knows, but I think he knows some people with sort like sources at the club or something along those lines. I don't know exactly. Let's do the basic things. It's not that difficult. No, it's not that difficult. But seemingly at Chelsea, it is. Poch keeps making excuses and mistakes look, I don't think he's making excuses. I think some of what he says is valid, but ultimately, you know, you're like, those things don't wash. It doesn't particularly wash, if I'm being brutally honest. You know, yes, they're valid, and yes, you know, there's mitigating circumstances, but at the end of the day, it's that the maths is not mathing on this. You know, these men chose to go down this route. This is the path that you chose to go down. You know, it's like you know, if you're in the car and it's like, right, I'm going to go this way, even though the most common route and the quickest route is that way, but you go a different way. And then you get stuck in a load of traffic and it takes you 3 times as long to get there. Like that's essentially what's happened here. You know, we're trying to break the mold, as it were, do something different, think a little bit outside the box, try and make a bit of an impact in a different way. And it's not working because the manager's not got the tools to make it a success right now. Yes, it's a talented squad. No one's denying it's a talented squad. It absolutely is. What else are we looking at here? If we lose to Fulham, do we think it'll get toxic in the dressing room? No, not necessarily, but it will certainly get a lot worse on the terraces and amongst the fans. That much is absolutely clear. By the way, 85 in the building, guys. Let's get this up to 100 likes. We are on 76 likes at the moment, 87 of you in here. Let's run it up, guys. Run it up. Fan base crying out for experience. Yeah, no, we all know we need it. The owners are scared now, I think. That loss against Borough brought the whole fan base together. It's the most chaotic day. Yeah, I mean, it was a bad day, that. But look, I think they've realised mistakes have been made. I think they've realised they're doing things wrong. You guys have got the money. You guys have got the know-how, the facilities or whatever, and the capital. What I can't think of the word I'm trying to find here. But you've got the resources to sort this out. So go and sort it out. Don't continue down the road with traffic when you've got an option to turn off and take a shortcut. Why would you persist in something on the wrong path? Why would you continue to go down the wrong path? Makes no sense. They're all over projected. We need to sign established players to help these kids. I don't know, mate. I don't know why it's so difficult for them to understand. I really don't. Yes, big up, brother. If it was 80 million plus, I'd go for it. I don't know who that's referring to. We do. Guys, there's so many things coming in. I will try and get through as many of these as I can. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, then please do use the super chat function. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to scroll through a few of these. And apologies if I have missed your comment out, guys. I do try and get through as many as I possibly can. To be honest, bro, a tactician for me right now is the least of our worries, is the least of our problems. We need someone that's going to put player development before system and tactics. We need to develop these players. We're not at a point where we can be worrying about trying to refine our tactical setup. We need to just be fully focused on player development, in my opinion. Not only very unrealistic, but also the totally wrong guy for the set of circumstances that Chelsea find themselves in right now. Even though I'm one of the biggest Jose Mourinho fans going, it's clear that that he's not what we're looking for right now. Poch will come good if Cole Palmer. We are better than last year. It's a low bar, but we are better. I think defensively we're letting in more goals. Attacking wise, we're scoring more. But yeah, look, we are better, but there's a severe lack of consistency. Last year we were consistent. We were consistently shit. Julian Rons was right about Poch at PSG. I wouldn't say it's another VS Boas. No. Look, again, guys, if you think that top level managers are going to come to Chelsea when they pretty much know they're going to get sacked after 6 months, no one's taking it. I said it on the stream yesterday. If you're an elite manager, no elite manager is coming into this setup at Chelsea because it is not an elite setup. It is not a setup that's conducive to success right now. It simply is not. And that's what people aren't grasping. They think, oh yeah, we're going to get an elite manager and everything will be fine. Name me one elite manager that's going to come into this setup at Chelsea and want to work with the squad built like this the way it is. No one, not a single one of them is. The issues at the club begin with the owners. They don't change their model. We're in the mud. We are in the mud right now, brother. If I see Sterling starting, I will not be happy. Yeah, fuck Sterling. No, look, I think Mudrik's developed under him. Obviously, Gallagher's improved. I think you could say that Colwell's improved. Obviously, it's difficult to judge. But look, I think a lot of people underestimate how difficult it is to develop young players. You need to rely on your senior pros to help you develop players as well, of which we haven't got any. If you expect in 6 months of work from a manager with a squad of 95% that all need developing, then you are very much mistaken and very much misunderstanding what it takes to how football works. It's unrealistic to expect big improvements across multiple young players within 6 months. That's you might get a few, and there have been a few, but the reality is, people don't realize, and maybe Pochettino didn't realize the extent of how difficult this job is. I don't think a lot of the fans, myself included, kind of realized how difficult this job is at Chelsea, how big it is. How much there is to do. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Nah, brother, I'm sick of this Hansi Flick shit. No, not for me. Not good enough. Not good enough. Do you see what he did at Germany? It's not the right for me. We're supposedly 2 windows into a 4-window plan. Are seriously expected to believe anyone at the club has any plan whatsoever? Yeah, bro. I don't know what the plan is for these next 2 windows, but these next 2 windows, we will find out a lot about these sporting directors and what direction the club is going in with this project, and how much the managers say really counts for in the grand scheme of things, or are the sporting directors just going to do what they want to do? Which it looks like that way. Big up, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, we're not far away from 100 likes, people. We got 80 likes, 20 more likes, guys. Come on, run it up. 88 in the building, guys. Big numbers. Well, big numbers tonight for this channel. 80. We need to hit 19 more likes. So please do smash the like button if you're locked in now. Not asking for money, people. Just smash the like button and subscribe if you are new around here as well. Almost 100 in the building. No way on Cole welfare. Mid-table everything. We are mid-table everything right now. Mid-table everything. Rain, big up, brother. So yeah, look, obviously we know things aren't rosy behind the scenes. We know that. Whatever shape we set up, we end up playing the same way and don't look any different to when we had Lampard at the reins. I think Lampard at the reins was dire. At least, we've got, we look like we're going to score a few goals, which is more than we did under Lampard. Bro, I wish we could, but that unfortunately is not going to happen when he's got 3 years left on his contract and he's on over 300k a week. So yeah, we're going to have to firm that, unfortunately. What's the meaning of this 4-window plan? Well, basically, I don't know what the meaning of it is, but there was a 4-window plan. They've obviously looked ahead to signings, look ahead to what they need to bring in, and I guess the squad rebuilding, as it were. It was going to take 4 transfer windows, and that is the 4-window plan. Although, the 4-window plan could be absolutely kind of anything with these directors. It's so hard and it's so difficult to know, really, people. We need proper director of football who will lead the club. These guys we have now are not good enough to guide the first team. No, they're not. That is the reality. They're not. None of the players seem to really care. Look at how they acted at the end of the Borough game. Yeah, I think it's one of my pet peeves as a fan. Regardless, I get it, it's frustrating. You've not played well or whatever. You should always go and applaud the fans. I think it's just basic respect. It's basic respect. And unfortunately, on Tuesday night, a lot of players were lacking that basic respect. They really were. Yeah, except Ferguson. Yeah, I know. Yeah, brother, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. We will get there. I just don't know when we're going to get there. Let's get onto this now, because Fabrizio Romano has kind of shut that down. So let me just bring it up now. I did have it somewhere. Here we go. This is on Dybala. No, someone's messaged me. What's this? Oh yeah. Right. Despite rumours about Chelsea, I see Paulo Dybala staying at Roma as things stand. I have no updates. There's nothing happening as of now, and his release clause will expire in 4 days. So that looks difficult and unlikely. I think Chelsea need a striker more than a top quality all-round attacking player like Dybala. So that release clause for Dybala of whatever it was, 12 million euros or something like that, expires on the 15th, which is 4 days from now. So yeah, that to me seems very unlikely. And I think what Fabrizio says is spot on here. We need a striker more than an all-round attacking player. We need a killer centre forward. And Dybala, for all his qualities that he possesses as a footballer, and he's a lovely footballer, that is not what we need. That is not what we need. So that is the situation in regards to Paulo Dybala. The release clause expires in 4 days. It's very unlikely to happen. That's where we're at with him. That is where we're at with him, and that is my take. Look, I think he's a lovely footballer, but it's not what we need right now. We don't need another one of those sort of all-round attacking players. We do have plenty of those. So yeah, for me, nah, not happening. Not happening for me. What else are we doing here? Lampard will do it. Yeah, no, Lampard as a sport, honestly, real talk. Lampard as a sporting director would bang. He'd be cooking upstairs. I'm telling you, Lampard as a director would make a lot of sense. Guys, 13 likes away from 100. Keep smashing those likes up, people. It'd be greatly appreciated. Guys, also, have we had any new subscribers today? What are we saying? No, we haven't. We're still on 7,507. Guys, if we can get 3 more subscribers from this stream, if you're locked in now and you're not subscribed, then let's try and get this to 7.51. Come on, people. 3 more people need to subscribe. Let's try and get a few more subscribers in the building. 10 likes to go to the 100 mark as well, guys. Dybala plays behind striker and he's injury prone as hell. And he's not the answer. Injury record is shocking. I don't know. A lot of people talk about Julian Alvarez. I think Julian Alvarez is a good player. We're not getting him out of Man City, people. We are not getting him out of Man City, people. So we might as well forget about that. Let's not start, inventing things in the mind that we think he's going to come. Save yourself the hassle and the stress, guys. He's not coming. He's not coming. Good player. No chance of he coming to Chelsea. Many of the Chelsea squad are watching in the night garden, or yeah, maybe. Which player do you think Chelsea need to buy? For me, Ivan Toney, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, I would agree. Right now, yes, slightly different profile of players, but I do absolutely agree on that front, people. I do agree on that front. What else have we got popping off here? 90 in the building, 10 more likes required. Come on, people, let's get this done. Let's move away from that. And there was Ben Jacobs was let's actually quickly just assess the Pochettino thing as well, because David Ornstein in his weekly Q&A for The Athletic was saying the situation will be reviewed at the end of the season. Makes sense. At that point, he'll be halfway through a 2-year deal. Other than that, we all know this is a results industry, and we all know expectations are high at Chelsea. Their aim at the start of the season was to get Champions League qualifications. So let's see how they do that in the second half of the campaign. Obviously, this is what I talk about. Unrealistic aims and unrealistic expectations, people. How did the sporting directors think this squad was capable of challenging for the fucking Champions League spots at the start of the season? Like, that's just like, guys, hold on a second there. Do you understand how the Premier League works? Do you know? Like, Champions League qualification with this squad? Are these guys all right? Like, I mean, seriously. Are these people okay? Champions League qualification with this squad, with the way it's built and the lack of experience, are these guys mad? Are these guys mad? I mean, seriously. Yeah, these unrealistic expectations that are being set at board level are just brazy. They are just brazy. 100 people in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. 93 likes. We need 7 more, and there's 101 in the building, guys. 101 in the building. 106 in the building now. Big up to everyone. Anyone new round here, please hit that subscribe button. Guys, 7 likes to go till we hit the 100. So we hit the 100 likes. No messing about, guys. 100 likes needs to be hit. Let's do it. These owners don't know the meaning of expectations. No. I think it's madness for the directors to continue the Brighton business. Yep, agreed. We've got mid-table directors. What happens if we keep losing games? If we keep losing games and we keep doing shit, then the writing's on the wall, unfortunately, But it depends how shit we do. We can't just keep restarting the process like every 6 months or every year. Just keep restarting. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So I don't know, what we do here, but I think it's absolutely right to reassess after the first year and decide if it's the right thing to continue. But look, a lot can change between now and the end of the season, kind of in May time. So yeah, let's wait and see kind of what happens, guys. But yeah, that makes logical sense to have a break part way through. It absolutely makes logical sense to do that partway through a 2-year deal. And I'm glad that we've offered a 2-year deal and we've learned from the mistakes of offering gaffers a 5-year contract. Yeah, no, bro, they did. And that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy with the way that this squad's been put together to think that it was capable of qualifying for the Champions League. Again, Santiago Jimenez doing very well at Feyenoord, a good young striker, but again, another development striker. Doesn't move the needle for us, not what we need. Agreed. We are not getting Champions League football this season. Never say never, but yeah, it appears extremely, extremely unlikely. I've got to be real. Very unlikely. I wouldn't be so vexed if they came out and told us their plan and yearly expectations. I wouldn't agree, but would be more willing to accept. Yeah, and this is the thing, bro, that a lot of people have said. Just come out. Just look. They've spoken a lot. They're a lot more visual. They're a lot more, in the public eye, these owners, which is obviously a lot different to what we knew under Roman. But just clear and open communication. Set out what the expectations are at the start of the season. Revise those expectations, if necessary, but just have a clear and open dialogue between ownership and fans. That's all we want. There's a lot of cloak and dagger stuff at the moment. You're not really sure whether you're kind of coming or you're going. Now it's like, it was Champions League at the start, but now it's, just European qualification. And Pochettino's job's safe unless European qualification becomes in jeopardy. I'm just thinking like, well, let's just, instead of doing all this through briefings and stuff, let's just have some open and honest communication on what the expectations are, what the targets are this season. What happens if the targets aren't hit or whatever. It's not a hard thing to do. At what point does Egbali sack Winstanley and Stewart? That's a good point. If they were to remove Pochettino, then I think the directors would have to go because they were a huge part of the process to bring Pochettino in. So you'd have to say that they would have to be moved on. I think so. I think Vivell could see what was happening. A lot of his input wasn't listened to. I mean, in fairness, he was pushing to sign Joao Felix on a permanent. So maybe that is a sackable offence. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that is a sackable offence. Win the cup and we're in the Intertoto. Oh, well, you mean that's old school? The Intertoto, Jesus! What the Conference League? We'd be in the Conference League, the new one. We'd be in the Conference League. I don't think their main aim is winning trophies. No, look. Ultimately, I don't buy into the fact they're not interested in winning because winning is the quickest way to make money. You're not going to spend all this money they've spent if you don't care about winning and trying to make a return on your investment. You don't spend the money they've spent on this football club to not care about winning and to not want to do well. That I don't believe. Look, I think they've gone around about it in the wrong way, but I don't subscribe to the fact that they don't care about winning because they care about making money. It's a business. They want a return on their investment, and the quickest way to get a return on your investment is by winning. Simple as that. I think we could get Europa League this season. I think we could as well. I'm out of the transfer loop. When and how close were we actually? Nothing's close with Osimhen at all. Nothing's close with Osimhen at all. If we don't qualify against Middlesbrough, must go. I mean, look, that would certainly be a big change in circumstances. If we were to get dumped out by Middlesbrough, then that would be it would almost be unforgivable. It would be totally unacceptable for that to happen. Well, look, I think we have to look at it, as baby steps, people. Yes, Conference League is not acceptable for Chelsea, but Conference League is an improvement from last season. Is it where we want to be? No, it absolutely isn't. But Conference League is absolutely an improvement from last season, guys. There's no denying that at all. There's absolutely no denying that Conference League would be an improvement upon last season. Yes, it's not where we want to be. Yes, it's not acceptable, but it would be an improvement on last season. Yeah, I'll be there Saturday. Yeah, I think it could. Stamford Bridge, the atmosphere is never great anyway, apart from the really big games. If it stays goalless for a while or, we go a goal down or whatever, it does turn pretty quickly. They wouldn't have bought the club if they didn't want to win. I agree on that. Yeah, they bought. That's what everyone in business buys something to get a return on their investment. And the quickest way to get a return on your investment as a football club is by winning. And so these guys want to win. Trust me, they want to win. Yeah, it is, but it's not where we want to be. Middlesbrough would park the bus, which means we are over with. I don't think so. No, it's not more important than winning games. Like, trust me, like these people absolutely do want to win games. I refuse to buy into the thought process that these guys don't want to win any games. Yep, 12:30 kickoff this week. 12:30 kickoff this weekend, and Anthony Taylor reffing. And Willian in good form. Yeah, could be a long day for us. Could be a long day for us on that one, people. If we get the transfer ban, let's hope they will not consider to give Lukaku another shot. Well, to be honest, mate, Lukaku would do a lot better than anyone else would at this football club at the moment. I think that much is absolutely fair to say. Oh, mate, not just Matthew Harding lower. Everyone, this whole stadium's going to be raging if we lose. Absolutely raging. Yeah, bro, if you see me, come and say hi. See you there. Sheffield United was a terrible atmosphere. Yeah, awful. Yeah, bro, if you see me there, then yeah, come and say hi if you see me knocking about. I don't know if I've met you before or not. I have no idea. But yeah, if you see me about, mate, come and say hello. A winning business is worth more than a losing one. The owners definitely want to win. Yeah. Look, this is the thing. Like, everyone in business wants to be successful, and the quickest way to be successful in football is by winning. And so that is what you need to do. You need to win. And right now, you know, we're a bit of away from that, but we can certainly get there at some point. I would like to see fans boycott. Fans will never boycott. You know, everyone says it, but actually, when it comes to the reality of it, it is a totally different thing. No, he didn't get it right straight away, and certainly, you know, towards the end of the reign, from 2017 onwards, we were a cup side and were nowhere near challenging for the league. So, like, I think people were scared to criticise Roman, but ultimately, let's not pretend it was all singing and dancing under him. Yes, we won we won everything there was to win, but we've not competed for a Premier League title since 2017. We've been nowhere near. We have been a cup side for what, 5 or 6 years now? We haven't competed in the league since we won it. And that's just the cold, hard reality, guys. We haven't competed in the Premier League since we won it. So, yeah. Just bring Kudos on Osimhen. Well, Kudos is at West Ham. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Anthony Taylor. The Republic of Ireland thing isn't true. If you buy 5 players at the return on investment thing isn't true. Sorry, if you buy 5 players at 20 and sell them all for 40, yeah, something to do with like book value or something. I don't understand the ins and outs of football finance, but yeah, it's something to do with something called book value. But I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of any of that, unfortunately. Hope you're right, but since takeover, all I see is disappointment. Yeah, no, it's been tough. The transfer windows have been the most exciting thing for us. On the pitch, there's not been much to talk about. They also said they're going to make bets in different markets. I don't know. Yeah, the cup's covered over a lot. I remember at the time when we won the Champions League in Porto, I said at the time, fantastic, love it, absolutely delighted. But in the long run, this will do more bad for the club than good, because it allowed people to think that this squad was actually decent. This was just an average squad that massively overachieved. Look at it now, right? You got 3 players left at the football club that played that day. You know, look at all the players that have left and moved on. They weren't actually that good. Kovacic doesn't get in the City team. Jorginho hardly plays for Arsenal. Havertz is got no better. Timo Werner is now on loan at Spurs, having done shit all since he returned to Leipzig. Mount's not hardly kicked a football at Man United. You know, Mendy's playing in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, Rudiger's gone on and doing very well at Madrid. But do you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. That's 3 managerial appointments they've gotten horribly wrong. Sack them and get a director of football that's done it at the highest level. Yep. I agree. We need a director of football. What do you think about Vlahovic in the summer? Not for me. Poch didn't want him, because if he wanted him, it would have happened, because they would have just done the swap deal with Lukaku. But Poch didn't want Vlahovic. Yeah, brother, I'll be at the Fulham match, 12:30 kickoff. Loving life. Yep, match vlog will drop after the game. So yeah, I will be there. Yes. Someone like Tiki and Soriano at City. Yeah, but I don't see them swapping that City juggernaut that they've built to come and try and sort Chelsea out, if we're being perfectly honest. We should get a decent striker and left back on loan. I mean, look, it's easier said than done. Brother, I wish it was that simple. But it is easier. It's easier said than done on that front. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. But what can we do, people? What can we do? Please let's not lose to a side that's down the road from us. We did beat them 2-0 at the Cottage, so let's hope we can do the double on them. But yeah, it's been tough to get results there. It has been tough to get results there. JT needs to be brought in some. Look, this is the one thing I absolutely agree, brother. Like, why JT is obviously in the academy building. He's at Cobham. He's doing stuff with the youngsters. Why is he not involved in the first team in some capacity? Why? That is literally, surely that is the most obvious thing going. Like I don't understand why he's not part of the first team setup in some capacity. Just why? Think how much those centre backs could learn from him. Think how much the defenders could learn from him, and obviously Thiago Silva as well. We celebrated the Super Cup and the World Champions Cup like they had some sort of importance. Well, yeah, look, but again, champions of the world. I've got the shirt. Let me see if I can just swivel out of the way. Yeah, there it is in the background. Champions of the world. The badge looks good and all that. But yeah, if you're being honest, it's kind of easy that. It's kind of, it's not easy because you have to win the Champions League to get there, but the actual Club World Cup tournament itself is a bit of a, let's be brutally honest, it is a little bit of a joke. If we're being very, very honest with ourselves. Yeah. Look, JT for me, not ready to be a manager, but he should be involved in the first team setup. I hope so, mate. But you can guarantee there's going to be some sort of Anthony Taylor howler. But yeah, let's move away from that Ornstein stuff. Was there anything else to go through? The Conor Gallagher thing that came up from Ben Jacobs. I was going to go through that a while back, but kind of forgot about it. Chelsea want a guaranteed fee of £45 million with a package rising to between 55 and 60 million to consider selling Conor Gallagher this month. I don't see that happening. I don't see anyone paying that money. We got 45 plus 5 offered in the summer. But 45 million up front with add-ons taking it to between 55 and 60. And for me, look, I appreciate if he got offered 50 million pounds all in the summer and he's had the 6 months that he's had, we should absolutely be asking for that money. I just don't see anyone paying that. I really don't. I don't see anyone paying that. I don't think Spurs are in a position to pay that. And I don't really know what other clubs are interested in wanting Conor Gallagher. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I don't really know. I really don't know. I don't see anyone doing it, and we shouldn't even be entertaining that fact. As I've said many times before, if we were a serious club, we're not selling our best player for the first half of the season, give or take, between him and Cole Palmer. Why are you entertaining selling your best player partway through a season? No serious club does that. No serious club is doing that. Yet Chelsea, for some reason, potentially think, yeah, that's a really fucking great idea. No, it's not. No, it's not a good idea. It is not a good idea at all. I really don't get it. I really don't get it at all. But yeah, look, I don't see anyone offering the money, so I think it'll just be as we are, and then we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens in regards to Conor Gallagher signing a new contract or even getting offered a new contract. There's not really been an update on talks or anything like that. Guys, I said 100 of you in the building. Big yourselves up. Let's keep smashing the like buttons. We're on 109. Let's try and get this to 120 if we can. 101 in the building. Keep running those likes up. There's this as well. Chelsea versus Villa has moved to a Friday night in the FA Cup. So we're going to play on the Wednesday. Are we going to play on the Tuesday night or the Wednesday night in the League Cup? I mean, it's nice of them to. It's nice of those of the broadcasters. Yeah, fantastic. So we've got. Yeah, so we have Middlesbrough on Tuesday the 23rd, and then on Friday the 26th we have Aston Villa. So We have 2 massive cup games in 3 days. Cheers for that. Why have they moved it to a Friday night, Chelsea Villa? I mean, why? Do you know how irritating that is? Chelsea Villa on a Friday night. Fuck's sake. I mean, honestly, like, what? Why? I really want the Black Club World Cup badge back on the Chelsea shirt. Well, yeah, that's going to take a while. No, we're not. What else is going on here? Bowley and LA Dodgers signed that Japanese. Yeah, they did. We can all agree that our problems run deep, but if we had a manager with an even iota of tactical nous, I don't know. I don't know, to be perfectly honest. That's my legit thoughts. I don't actually know. Is my honest answer on that. Well, big problems, brother. Big problems. If we're out of both domestic cups in 2 weeks' time, then we're in big trouble. And like, whether I think it's right or not, you'd find yourselves in a situation where, you'd be very, very close to him having to get the axe. He's 19-year-old. He plays for Brighton. Centre forward. I bet Poch will find a way to. I hope not, bro. I hope not. I don't think Tottenham will buy him for this money. No, exactly. I don't think they will either. I don't think anyone's putting that money on the table in January. To be perfectly honest, I really don't think they are. But yeah, I mean, let's wait and see on that front. No, we haven't done for a while. We haven't done for a long time. So it's great to see the people are tuned in, which is really, really good stuff. It's massively, massively appreciated. Guys, keep smashing the like button. Let's try and get this to 120 likes. I'm going to go for another 5 or so minutes on this one. Yeah, it's got lots of potential, but again, nowhere near the finished article. Nowhere near. Missing my point. Those trophies made it look like we had a decent team. Yeah, no, bro. I agree. I echo everything you're saying there. Winning these cups, which was fantastic. Which was great. It was fantastic. We all loved it. We all enjoyed it. But it does allow you to think that your team's a lot better than it is. We massively overachieved winning the Champions League. It allowed us to think that squad was good. That squad was not good. We just massively, massively overachieved. And now you only have to, as I said earlier, you only have to go and look at what a lot of those players that were part of that Champions League winning team are doing now. And it goes to show you how good they actually were. Not that great. Appreciate it, Andy. Appreciate it. Big yourself up. Gallagher represents the fans and very important to the manager. Yep, he does. This is not about, Chelsea can't get a better footballer than Conor Gallagher. They absolutely can. It's more about sort of the message that it sends. But I personally don't see Gallagher leaving this month because I don't see anyone paying the money that Chelsea would potentially deem acceptable for him. So yeah, I don't see it. Seriously, how many players can we say Poch is getting the best out of from how he's setting us up? No, I agree with that. I think his tactical setup is affecting certain players 100%. He's not getting the most out of certain individuals. That is absolutely fair. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Why is it a Friday night? It's bullshit. Thing is, these players with the right manager can win things. I think the reality is, I'm not saying that Poch is the wrong manager because right now these players aren't at the level they're not at the level yet that we need them to be at. So we've got to develop them to the level where we can start competing and winning for things. These players have got so much talent and so much ability, but it's about making sure they get to that potential because we've bought potential and we've bought these players based on the fact that we're hoping they're going to become as good as we believe they're going to become. The major thing for us is developing as many of these players and getting them as close to the level we think they can become. And that's a big gamble we've taken. That's a big gamble you take when, you buy players on potential and you hope they become as good as you think they're going to be or as good as the data might suggest they are. No, exactly. This is the thing. Not many. It would end up being another project manager. And we'd probably be having the same conversation, a little bit later on. So yeah, who should go on loan? Well, Chalobah maybe. Dacho Fofana has been recalled from Union Berlin. I think he was close to joining Sevilla on loan, but I'm not sure what's happening there. Maybe he might hang around potentially for a bit. I'm not too sure. on that front. Yes, big up, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're almost at 120. Keep smashing that like button, people. It's free and it takes seconds. So please keep doing that, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. 5 more likes, people. Operation 2030, yep. No idea, mate. No idea. Enzo averaged 110 touches and 84 passes at a game at Benfica. Look, again, I don't think it's completely comparable. Different, league, different setup, different kind of game. But I do get it. We have to realise this manager's a pussy. He doesn't have that aura, the ego. Same with these players. This manager was born a loser. Fair enough. Okay. The Villa bloke. What? Emery? I'm not quite sure who or what you are referring to there. Right, let's move away from that Gallagher stuff. Has anything else appeared? Or have I not gone? Is there anything that I've not gone through? I've done that, and I've done that Gallagher thing. Dacho Fofana is going to go on loan somewhere else. I don't know where he's going to go. He was going to go to Sevilla, but that's now seems to be in a little bit of doubt. In terms of any other Chelsea transfer news, and that FA Cup thing's really fucked me off. It's not even going to be on TV, yet they've chosen to move it to a Friday night. Why have they moved it to a Friday night when you're not even going to put it on TV? What is the point of that? It's not even on UK television, yet it's been moved. It's been moved to a Friday night. I for the life of me, cannot understand why that's been done. It really makes no sense whatsoever. It's not even on UK TV. We're playing on a Friday night after playing a League Cup semi 3 days earlier on a Tuesday. It's not even on UK TV because they've chosen to broadcast Man City Spurs. Fine. So why have they moved the game to the Friday? Why? It's beggars belief. Makes zero sense whatsoever. Makes absolutely no sense. And I cannot for the life of me understand why that's happened. And again, Newcastle TV scheduling, they're away at Fulham for the FA Cup 4th round, and that's been given as a 7 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night. It's stupid. I mean, how are you supposed to... No options of getting a train home for Newcastle fans after Fulham, because the last one departs King's Cross at 9. So now you've got thousands more people are now going to have to book accommodation in London on 2 weeks' notice. These broadcasters and competition hosts or whatever they are, they don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't care at all. Matt Law stating that Chukwuemeka is close to returning. His injury was a lot worse than what people first thought. He's had to change his running style and his mechanics in terms of how he moves his body to prevent future injuries. Fuck me, that don't sound great. That doesn't sound too good at all. It doesn't sound too good at all. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Who are we going to sign in January? Bro, I can't really see anyone coming at the moment. I can't really see at the moment anyone coming right now. But again, things will think the desperation levels will increase as we go through the window. But right now, mate, I couldn't really tell you. I don't think anyone's going to come. Enzo's being misutilized, not on the ball enough, not central enough. Yeah, I think that's right to a degree. I hope so. We'll find out tomorrow in the press conference. But mate, I really don't know. Wild take. Ten Hag and Eddie Howe may be available this summer. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, brother. I'm sorry. That is wild and I disagree. Problem with Poch is that he can't coach. With Potter could coach but did shit because he can't manage. Yeah, defense has got worse. I agree. Maybe I don't know what Chukwuemeka's got to do, but yeah, Poch can't be stupid. Hoping he can get it right. I think we're all hoping that he can get it right. We're all hoping that, guys. 3 more likes to hit the 120 likes mark. So let's get that done. Let's get that done, guys. 3 more likes, and then we'll hit 120. But try and smash that like button, guys. 95 in the building. There's been solid numbers tonight. 3 more likes required. There's definitely 3 of you in here that haven't smashed that like button. So please do hit the like button. Let's get to 120. Let's get it done. No, I don't know what's happened to him. It's some sort of knee injury. So maybe he's had to kind of change his mechanics and all that sort of thing. I don't really know, the whole I don't know the whole ins and outs of it. Potentially, look, we haven't tried signing elite players. I think we are about to find out. I don't know what's happening with Nkunku. I'm excited for Carney's return as well. Absolute mess with the fixtures yet again. Yeah, I know. Why not just play on a Saturday? Why move to a Friday night when it's not even going to be on TV? Literally makes zero sense. But, fuck the FA. Fuck the broadcasters. They don't give a fuck about us. So, yeah, just an absolute mess. Just an absolute mess, as you would expect. But what do you expect from the FA? What do you expect from these people? They don't care about anyone other than themselves and making money. So, yeah, that's kind of it. That is kind of it, people. I'm gonna round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's locked in tonight. Big numbers. Greatly appreciate all of your support. Smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. It would be greatly appreciated. Big yourselves up, guys. I want to do lives to talk how shit our team is. I want to talk somebody for our team, bro. Just set it up and get chatting. Not too difficult. If you need any help, just drop me a message on Instagram or whatever. I think my socials are linked in the description. But yeah, not too difficult to do. Long contracts make players lazy. Potentially. Yes, big up. Yeah, guys, big yourselves up. Smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. As always, if we hit 8K subscribers before the end of January, then there will be a giveaway. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel, guys. Get your friends to do it. Get your family to do it. Get whoever you want to do it. Just get someone to do it. Smash the likes on the way out. Great show tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with more transfer news if there's any, and a Fulham preview. Love for the support, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm out. Peace.